Hello everyone, welcome back to the Sharmit podcast. Today I am here with another special guest, Magda Kustosz, who is joining us all the way from Poland. If I talk about Magda, then she is an employee of EPAM and her current role is to provide community management service to Google. Apart from this, she is a project coordinator, Clifton Strength Finder enthusiast, trainer, and a proud HR geek who call herself addicted to people. So, today in this episode, we will dive into her journey, her strength driven approach to leadership, and the behind the scene reality of managing global tech communities. But before we proceed further with all of these, I would like to thank Magda for joining us today in this episode. And now I request you to please initiate the discussion by telling us something about yourself.
Sure. Thank you, Amit. First of all, hello, everyone. Good morning or good evening, whenever you're watching. And thank you very much, Amit, for having me today. I feel very honored and very excited that I can be a guest on your podcast. So, about me, like you said, I'm Magda Kustosz. I live in Wrocław, Poland. That is one of the top five biggest cities in Poland. I work in the IT industry for almost 10 years now. I used to work as an HR expert, and somewhere around 2 years ago, I decided that I would like to do some pivot in my professional career, and I joined EPAM to become the Angular community manager. Besides that, I'm addicted to music and concerts. I love traveling and discovering the world. So usually, whenever I have some free time, I'm looking either for concert tickets or flights. Recently, I started my journey with solo traveling as well. I'm a huge fan of coffee, a huge fan of Poland Rock Festival, which is the biggest open air festival in Poland. I've been there 12 times already, I guess. I love dogs. You will probably saw my parents' dog, my dog sister Cleopatra, on the photos in the opening of the episode. What else? Well, I'm addicted to sports also, especially the ones that gives me the adrenaline rush. So I do boxing, I do climbing. I started climbing via ferrets this year also. So yeah, I'm pretty much outdoor person who loves to be active, who loves to explore and have some adrenaline rush if possible. So yeah, I think that's it.
It's good to know about you, Magda. Especially the this introduction reflects you as a person, not beyond those LinkedIn titles and those profile. So it's good to know about your other interests as well. In fact, like when I was doing some research on your profile, I found that you call yourself a skill chaos whisperer, which sounds very interesting. So can you walk us through like what that mean in your day-to-day life and how it become a such an integral part of your professional journey?
Yeah, sure. So I started my professional journey, like I said, almost 10 years ago.
Yes.
And during this time, I've done multiple projects and events. And well, as everyone who is at the beginning of their career, you can say that, well, I wasn't exactly sure if I was doing things properly at the beginning, but I had a great luck for managers who let me learn through my mistakes. And
Mhm.
so after all those years and all those projects and events, where I met multiple issues on the way and some really tough situations, I think I can say that I gained some skills and I just learned how to deal with them, how to manage people and their emotions and how to find a solution as soon as possible. I think the most challenging was, and actually still is, of course, to control your own emotions and
Right.
emotions of other people who work with you on the same project whenever we hit the wall or there is some crisis. So it is, yeah, it takes practice to learn how to deal with this. But I've learned that the one thing that we can be sure about along those years, one thing that is constant is actually
Mhm.
change. So you just have to learn how to adapt, how to adjust, and how to find yourself in a new situation. So to summarize what I just said, I think I can call myself chaos whisperer because, you know, back in the past, I was pretty scared whenever there was a chaos or some tough situations. But throughout all those years, I learned how to deal with this.
I'm completely agree with this one thought that one thing is permanent, that is change. You have to
Yeah,
deal every time like new changes, there are new obstacle every day, but we have to learn like how to deal with those things so that things would be
yeah.
better for us. Okay, so now Magda, we will talk bit about your current role because I'm sure like those who are from GD community, Google Developer Expert community Angular, they know about your work, they know about your contributions or the way you are managing these kind of programs. But maybe there are some audience who are not familiar with your current role. So for them, could you please explain like because you work at EPAM Systems, right? And you are providing the community management services for the Angular ecosystem. So, what's
Mhm.
the part of that job that people would never guess about, or like we just wanted to know the real behind the scene of your current role and how
Mhm.
actually it goes in your day to day life.
Yeah, sure. So I can say a bit in general about the
Hmm.
role I'm doing. Well, my key responsibilities as the Angular community manager are like, for example, onboarding of the new GDEs,
Hmm.
explaining how the Angular Google Developer Expert program works. I try to help them to find themselves in this rather big ecosystem. I'm also responsible for helping the Angular social media growth. I'm creating content sometimes and promote events or conferences that are organized by the Angular GDEs.
Okay.
So, in a nutshell, my key role is always to be in touch with the Angular GDEs and to support them. To provide resources, some encouragement, but also, like I said, onboarding to the program, making sure they have access to all the resources, and that I add them to all the channels that we use to communicate on a daily basis. Um, Making sure that also they're always up to date with the opportunities that Google offers to developers working with the products. And about that part that people would never guess, I think that maybe sometimes it is a real struggle to manage the timing. Knowing that all the experts are situated all over the world, and sometimes it's really really hard to make the timing work for everyone, basically.
Correct.
So I do my best, obviously, but you have to work with that very much, and you have to be very flexible to try to reach as many people as possible, on time.
Yes, in fact, like as a Google developer expert for Angular community, I have witnessed this thing like the way you and your team are managing this entire event. It is so smooth. Like when I was enrolled in this program, everything was very like the information what we are supposed to provide it is provided within a few weeks or few days as per the need of that information, and you have managed it so well. And uh, seriously, like the way you have explained this journey, it sounds that it's very simple task to do the work, but we all know that community management at scale is very challenging, right? It's not everyone's cup of tea, especially when you are working with ecosystem, tech giant ecosystem like Angular and other communities, right? So what do you think, like what are the key pillars you rely on to keep the community healthy, engaged and evolving? Because like everyone is doing that somewhere, like we have to engage within a team, but as a
Mhm.
community leader or as an expert, what key pillars you think that helps you to stay healthy and engage with the community?
Yeah. Uh, like you've mentioned in the opening, I'm addicted to people.
Yes.
So I've always been addicted to people. So, from my perspective, the most important key pillar are people, always, especially when we talk about the Angular community. I do believe that we have an amazing group of top notch experts there who together create such an amazing environment that it truly, truly warms my heart. we actually started this social campaign some time ago, highlighting our Angular experts. And at some point, I always ask them what is their favorite part of being in the Angular community,
Hmm.
and most often the answer is people. That the community feels like a big family that is so
Yes.
open-minded, so welcoming, that people are so eager to share their time and their knowledge and learn from each other. So I do believe that is the strongest part, the strongest key. Um, the second key pillar, in my opinion, is communication. Because as an Angular community manager, I talk with so many different peoples, many different stakeholders from different countries, different cultures. Everyone is a different character that you need to know how to adjust. So I think I can say that I always heard that I have a good feeling about people. I find myself very empathetic and people oriented. So I do believe that one of my strongest skills is that I can tune in to other people. I am a very extrovert person. And what is actually funny is that you often hear that in the IT industry there are so many introverts. Uh, at least I hear that in Poland very very often.
Correct.
Yeah, but from my experience, developers can be very chatty, even if you're not a tech person like me, because I am not a developer.
Hmm.
Uh, if you tune in, if you read this other person, you can have a really wonderful chat and create some really really strong connections. So that's that. And one more thing that comes to my mind when it comes to the community, this global community of Angular experts, is actually engagement and believing in what you're actually doing. Because the community I've been working on with almost 2 years now is the best example of what passion means. Those people
Right.
are so dedicated that besides their regular jobs, they use their time to teach each other, teach others, to share the love for the Angular, basically, and to build this community. And I think that is the most beautiful thing, that we have a great community of people who believe in what they're doing, and they believe in what they're building and creating.
I agree, and especially those those audience who are looking towards Magda's profile, because there are so many who got inspiration from your journey too, right? They also wanted to follow the similar kind of path in leadership role. So this is
Yeah,
the best advice Magda just shared, that communication skill is very much important, because every day you have to interact with different people from different culture. So if you are good at communication, then things would be much more easier for not only for you but for others also, because you have to deal with so many people, right? So
yeah.
that's the best way you can start with if you also wanted to pursue similar kind of profession in your journey. Okay, so we talked about some of your skill, but Magda, like if you had to choose one of your top strength that has been the most critical in managing communities and complex project, then which one would it be, and why it is that important for you?
hmm well, I think I can divide this question into two parts.
Yes.
When it comes to complex projects, I'd go with really strong planning skills combined with a pinch of flexibility for all those unexpected situations. And again, of course, communication. Throughout my professional experience, I realized very quickly that I'm pretty good at planning. I do feel really well when it comes to, planning the project, making the plan for all the work, and I am pretty much detail oriented. But sometimes being too detail oriented uh, can be tricky, because at the beginning of my career, I had a pretty hard time understanding that not everything that looks so amazing, on paper can be not so amazing not on paper, because we hit different
Correct.
situations, different crises. So so you have to make sure that you stay flexible. But in general, I'd say that being aware of all those things that needs to be done, when they have to be done, uh, it gives you the feeling that you have everything under control. It gives you like the peace that everything will finish with a great success. And I think important thing about complex projects and planning is also that you have to learn that you won't be able to be everywhere and
Mm-hmm.
have an eye on everything, and
Correct.
this is where communication hits, because when you can build a strong team and you have people that you trust, people who understands the rule that early warnings means no surprises, then you will finish with a great success. And when it comes to managing the communities, I'd say what I said earlier, that you have to be 100% people oriented. You have to focus on other human being, and see them as a whole, not just a tech person, not just a developer. People are different. They have different backgrounds, different stories. So for me, it's really important to use my soft skills and all my knowledge to encourage them, to boost their confidence, also to support them mentally sometimes whenever they need it. Greetings to Brigida. To be open to feedback, that's also really, really important. And being open to look for a solution, show that I care. And I think the important thing is, above all, just a simple smile. And I have this rule that I use not only in my job, but I also have it in my personal life. I do believe in karma. So I think that if you're open towards other people, they can feel your intentions. And so they become open as well. And you can have an amazing relations and have a success guaranteed, basically.
I think some of the secret you have already shared, but if you have to share, like you talked about the planning, right? And every
Yeah.
day, like we have to start our day with some plans, some a roadmap that we are going to follow for that day. So, is there any particular tool or something that you utilize to maintain that to-do list, or like how you manage it, how you start your day with those plan?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I try to. That's also something I've learned along my professional journey, that you cannot plan your day for like 100% capacity. You
Mm-hmm.
always have to leave some, like, on 20-25% of your time for something unexpected that might happen, because
Right.
like we've mentioned, the only constant thing is change. So sometimes you can start your day with a full plan, and half hour later it shows up that the situation has changed
Changed.
completely, and so you have to change your plan as well. So you know leaving this time for this 20% of your capacity of your time to something unexpected, and also staying flexible. I think that's the key to the success.
Yes, agree. And I think this is something that everyone can relate, because in our at the time when we were in college or schools, like we planned the schedule that we are going to study this subject in this much hours, and later on
Yeah.
we found that yeah, we are not able to do that, right? So it's always better to put some weekend time also, because there should be some flexibility in your schedule, otherwise you will burn out with your work and you will feel pressure, right? But if you
Yeah.
have managed everything with some proper breaks and timing, then it would really help them.
Yeah.
Okay, so apart from this, these kind of activities, you are also known as a Clifton Strength Finder trainer. So, what do you think? Like, what's the common strength pattern you see in the developers? Because as an expert, as a trainer, what are the common patterns you have witnessed so far? That yes, these are the things that usually we found in the developers, and how they can use it to contribute more effectively to the community.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Well, for starters, I think we can say just really briefly what Clifton Strengths Finder is.
Yes.
It is a tool created by psychologist Donald Clifton in the 19s,
Mhm.
driven by a fundamental question: what would happen if we studied what was right with people rather than what was wrong with them,
Okay.
So the main idea behind the tool is that instead of focusing on fixing people's weaknesses, the
Mhm.
core principle is that people achieve greater successes by understanding, developing, and leveraging their natural talents, their inherent ways of thinking, feeling, and behaving. So to make it really quick, the tool measures the presence of talent in 34 different themes
Okay.
divided in four domains. And those domains are executing, relationship building, influencing, and strategic thinking.
Mm-hmm.
uh, yeah, but I'm gonna stop myself here because I can talk much longer about it. But if the audience would like to know, I believe we can leave some links in the description of the episode,
Yes,
I
right.
guess. But to answer your question, every set of themes, every result is amazing. Like there is no wrong answer, no wrong results for the tests. But working with tech people for all those years, I've seen most often people who are very focused on diving deep into what they are learning, people looking for multiple resources, asking multiple questions, people coming up with the great number of new ideas, going really deep into details and analyzing hard. So, what I'm talking about are mostly themes from strategic thinking right now, strategic thinking domain, like learner input, intellection, and so on and so forth. But of course, that doesn't mean that this is the pattern, because we've also mentioned that today every person have a special skill set and have a
Yes.
special character. And so I believe that Gallup tool is only something that can just help you grow better, to become stronger and stronger on a daily basis.
Right. Okay, so Magda, like as your so far journey, we can clearly see that you have worked with people around the globe. Like you have worked with different countries, and in fact, you have explored those by traveling and some similar kind of activities. So my
Mhm.
question is, like, as someone who's proudly rooted in Poland, what's the one thing you absolutely love about your own country that you wish that more people around the world understood and appreciated? So, what one thing
Yeah,
that is close to your heart?
well, that's amazing, amazing question, Amit. Well, I generally love my country. I believe Poland is very beautiful and has so much to offer.
Yes.
For starters, the city I live in, Wrocław.
Mm-hmm.
I live here 18 years already because when I was a teenager, I moved from a region called Higher Silesia, which is around an hour and a half by car from Wrocław. So Wrocław feels like my city, definitely, and it has so much to offer. Beautiful parks, monuments, including UNESCO monuments like Centennial Hall, for example, uh, breathtaking architecture and so much history. So I would definitely recommend visiting Wrocław whenever you will come to Poland, people. So please come visit my city. But above that, there is so much more. Like we have a beautiful seaside. Personally, I think that we have one of the most beautiful beaches in the world. Amazing mountains like Tatry or Bieszczady.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and Polish food is also amazing. We're famous for pierogi. And moreover, every region has their own history and their own heritage. We have a beautiful landscapes, beautiful lakes like Mazure region. So I also think that Polish people are very welcoming and can be very
Yes.
hospitable. So yes, I would definitely recommend to visit whenever you have time.
I think with this wonderful answer, everyone got their next go-to destination for their vacation, and you will
Fingers
see,
crossed.
you will see lots of other JDs, maybe in upcoming months in Poland, and maybe then you can do in-person events with them. Okay. All right. So moving ahead, again, we will talk bit about the Angular community. So what you think? Like,
Mhm.
what's the one brutally honest thing you wish Angular community member knew about, and what goes on behind the scenes? Like, what really goes behind the scenes of the journey?
Yeah, well, that is a good one. I do believe that there is one thing that is especially familiar to our GEs,
Mm-hmm.
but I know it can be a bit brutal sometimes. And what I'm talking about is when you're in the program, your GD in Google Developer Expert, you
Yeah.
need to take care of reporting all the activities that you're
Right.
doing, and we're the experts are reporting this in the tool that we are using for tracking the data. And it is super important to us because thanks to the data that we collect, we can, grow the program, we can change it, make it better, make some improvements. So it is crucial for us, but I know that it's not the favorite activity for many people. And yes, I do repeat that every month, that please, people, remember to report your activities. But like I said, it is crucial for the program, so that we know that we can do a good job from our side as well. But yeah, I think that's the one.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So although like we have so many things, Magda, to discuss here, but before
Yeah.
like we are short on time also, so I just want to quickly take one question on behalf of those people like who are not aware about this GDE program, because we are talking
Hmm.
about this, and I'm sure those who are into this program, they know about the worth of this program. But for
Sure.
those who are not familiar, could you please explain like what exactly this GD Google Developer Expert program and how it is helping the community?
Yeah, sure. I think I can start with how, in general, the Google Developer Expert Program works.
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, we have a couple of community programs in the dev ecosystem, and these are Google Developer Groups. That's for a broad audience of developers. Those groups are formed in different cities. They organize events. They get support from Google to do those events, to invite some really great speakers. Then we have Google Developer Groups on campus.
Mm-hmm.
It is a similar one, but dedicated to students. So thanks to that, younger people can get engaged. Also, they can organize their first event, uh, invite some really great speakers as well. There is Accelerator. That's a program for startups.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Google Developer Experts. That's the program I have a pleasure to work on. So in this program, like I mentioned before, I get to work with absolute top program managers and Angular experts from all over the world. Uh, well, these are basically people who are known globally from their activities, people who are absolutely the best, amazing professionals with great expertise, great experience. And so they are like a brand ambassadors
Right.
for the program. And the program is divided into different categories based on different technologies,
Mm-hmm.
and the technical focus. So we have experts in Android, AI, Flutter, Google Cloud, Google Workspace, and so on and so forth. All different products and categories, and of course we do have Angular category as well, which is
Yes.
the program I work on. And I think it is worth mentioning that becoming an expert is actually not that easy, because to become one, you have to meet certain requirements and you have to go through the whole process of joining the program. And how to join the program, you ask? Well, first you need to get a referral from either someone who is already in the program, so someone who is already an expert like you,
Mm-hmm.
or from a Googler. Then we have a screening process. You have to fill in some application, uh, and in this application, this specific application, you need to actually show the level of your expertise. You have to show that you are already an expert in the category that you're going to. Uh, so how you can do that? You can create content for social media, like blog posts. You
Mm-hmm.
can be a YouTuber, creating videos. You can be a podcaster like you. You can, share knowledge, becoming a speaker on conferences, organizing meetups, or even writing a book. I also know some experts who writes a book, who writes a book,
Right.
and and so that's that. So basically you have to be engaged with the community. You have to have some kind of a personal brand, and show that the things that you create, they have an impact, and they are like meaningful to the community. So after that, there is a technical interview, couple of more screenings, and then we're making the decision. And ta-da, you become officially Google Developer Expert in the category. And one thing I also want to mention is that even when it doesn't work and the application is being rejected, because
Hmm.
those situations also happen from time to time, that doesn't mean that you cannot try again after some time. My advice is to usually try again around after 6 months, more or
6 months.
less,
Yeah.
because I do believe that in that time people can actually gain a bit more experience, give a few
Right.
more talks at conferences or something like that. So please, people, remember, never give up.
Right.
Yeah, but to put it in a nutshell, if we talk about GDEs, Angular GDEs, we talk about the absolute best experts, on the technology that you can get.
Right. Okay. So, Magda, we talked about your contributions, your day to day work, your current role, and we also talked about this GDE program. And now we
Mhm.
wanted to know about the key person in your life because, as we all believe that everyone needs a mentor or maybe a guide in their life in order to make the things easier for them. So, for you, like, who are those key people around you who helped you in your journey?
Yeah, it's been quite a journey so far because I started my professional career in 2016, and there were many people along the way. But I think, yeah, I can try. Um, I think I would start with my parents
Yeah.
because they are the ones who were always by my side, who always believed in me, and kept their fingers crossed for every exam, every challenge, or a new project I was getting into. They still cheer for me very much. So their support and love is helping me take those steps. The second person that comes to my mind is actually my previous manager, Ola Bure.
Okay.
Greetings, Ola. I do believe that she was that one person who had so far the biggest impact on my professional career, because when I joined my previous company, I had only a few years of experience. I wasn't so self-assured, and I didn't really believe in my skills and my capabilities. So she was the one who pushed me. She was the one who truly believed in me, who saw my potential. uh, she pushed me so many times towards new challenges. Like, even when I speak about my doubts about my capabilities, she would always reassure me, like stating that if she wasn't confident in my abilities to handle it, she wouldn't have entrusted me with the projects.
Okay.
So yeah, she helped me to get out of my comfort zone many times. She saw what I can be truly good at and helped me grow very much. And so I'm very grateful that she showed up on my professional path, because I know that if it wouldn't be for her, there is a pretty big possibility that I wouldn't be today in a place that I am right now. So yeah, that's definitely someone I would like to
Okay.
mention here. And another person that comes to my mind is my current delivery manager, who is also very helpful from the very first day I joined EPAM. So she gives me many challenges, helps me grow on so many
Mhm.
levels. So I also wanted to say thank you to Magdalena Wodarska. And last but not least, I would like to mention Paweł Kubiak, who is my colleague. And he is actually the reason I joined EPAM almost 2 years ago and decided to do some switch in my career and became the Angular community manager for Google. So thank
Okay.
you, Kupchas. You're part of that story too. And yeah, I could mention many, many more people, but I do
Yeah.
believe that we're short on time.
Yes. Okay, so yeah, thank you so much, Magda, for joining us in this episode and for explaining each and
Thank you.
everything in a very simple language. I'm sure that those who are not familiar from this program, they will also get some insight and they will also try to be a part of this community to contribute for the IT industry. So it was really very nice talking with you, and it was pleasure to talk to you. So thank you once again.
Yeah, likewise. Likewise. Thank you very much once again for having me. It was such an amazing adventure. So, yeah, I do hope that we shared some interesting insights
Yes.
for the people that will listen to and watch the episode.
Yes, right. Thank you. Thank you, Magda.